Hey everybody, welcome to Tuesday Q&A. We'll wait a little bit longer until we get some more people in here, but if you do have questions already, you can go ahead and hit the react button at the bottom and hit the raise hand button, and then we will start off and take questions one by one. Today we don't have a theme, so it's really just open questions and ask us what you got. All right, here we go. We've got Zach.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Hey, how are you all today?
Doing well. How are you doing today?
Doing well, thank you. Um, I think this was talked about in a previous meeting when it's just a quick question. When we generate an invoice or a statement or an open invoice for a customer, and I email it to them, I'm given the option to add extra details. Like that checkbox that comes up. You familiar with what I'm talking about? My question is, I haven't been able to figure out how to generate that information if I'm just like printing the invoice for my own records. So I had to insert my own billing email like into the system and email it to myself in order to get that like the full list of all the extra details. There's definitely, and I thought you said in a previous meeting that we could generate that ourselves without doing that. Can you show us how?
Yeah, we can definitely show you. We're getting one pulled up right now just to walk you through it.
All right, Zach, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, I'm waiting for my screen to stop being stupid on me. Hold on.
It happens to all of us sometimes.
I tell you, well, the thing is like the Zoom has all this extra stuff in your screen. So you go to type and you're like, oh God. All right. So to get those extra details yourself, can you see me moving around on the screen?
You're
Okay.
good.
So to get those extra details yourself, all you need to do is enable this setting right here in their profile called include order details on invoices. That's how you can just generate that all the time without, manually generating an invoice and actually checking that box. Does
So
that answer your question?
yeah, it does. So they'd have to be a statement customer. So I guess if I wanted to do that
I don't
for,
think so, actually. I think as long as it's checked here and you create one of those invoices, it'll actually have the details on it.
okay,
Yeah.
I can test that. That's cool.
Yeah, give it a test. I'm almost positive that that's the case. And actually, order details can be turned on globally as well. So if you just want this for like everybody, it's in your invoice settings.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Can you show me that where it is in the global?
Yes, if my screen is not going to be dumb. Settings, business settings, system settings, and then invoice settings. It's here somewhere. Include order details on invoice. If you check that, it'll be global for everybody.
Okay, that's great.
Mhm.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, perfect. And then looks like we've got Enrique next.
Hi. This kind of might be kind of like a marketing question, but um, so is there a way that I can send out emails? So I already send out texts and emails, right? Is there a way that I can send out our emails without having to use smart marketing? With it, you know what I mean? Like, let's say I'm making my own emails, designing them, adding whatever promotion I'm doing. Is there a way that I could do that just with what I have now? Just basically the model subscription that we have is just text and email, but the text through email is like text based. Is there any way that I could add images or any sort of font through there, but without the smart marketing, or do I have to get a subscription with that?
So just to make sure that I understand completely, is that you are with Smart Marketing or you're not?
I am not. So I am not. And I don't want to, right? I already have stuff that I want to send out. but the way I send out email is always through text. So if it's text based, the emails are text based, right? Only text based. So is there a way, without having to actually use smart marketing or anything like that, is there a way that I could just kind of add the stuff that I already built on my own, whether it's MailChimp, Canva, HubSpot, anything that I've used kind of on my own? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it sounds like you just need a customer KPI for all the emails or for all of your customers with email on file.
Is that
And
something that
then,
you can? Is that something that you can show me kind of on the spot right now? Could you, kind of what you're saying? How would you do something like that?
yeah, it should be pretty quick. Let me see if I can do something really quick. Or the other method that you could do, if you wanted to use us, I mean, we do have a marketing package, quote unquote marketing package, that is for a lower cost. So you can send automated emails, like bulk emails to everybody in your system and still filter it and, design it how you would like.
Hey, Enrique, can you hear me there?
Yes, I can.
I just want to clarify something here. It sounds like, I think I'm understanding your question a little differently here. It sounds to me like you're asking about using the stylistic elements from marketing emails, where you can make a nice looking email that's not pure text and then send it from
Yeah.
Smart. Is that what you're asking about?
Yes, but let's say I already built it, right? Let's say I already
Mhm.
have that email that I want to send out with those font, those images. I can email our customers already. How can I just add that there so they can see it without having to get smart marketing? Does that make sense?
I gotcha. Yeah. So if you're prepared to send the email from outside of Smart, then yeah, Tyler was on the same page with you, and that KPI is just how you would get the contact information out of Smart that you would then import into MailChimp or whatever service you're using.
Perfect. Could Tyler show me that real quick? I could see
Yeah,
that just kind of,
yep, he's throwing that report together right now, and then he's going to put it up on screen in just a moment.
awesome. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay. Let me just share my screen here.
Thank you, Tyler.
Okay, can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So it seems how we're only focusing on emails, right? So we're going to start with a customer KPI. And obviously this is my method. Some people may have other methods to do it, but I would just do customer attributes has email, yes. And then you'll have an add button down here. Once you add that, then you will really just need to come down to columns and do full name and email, or if there's any other information that you want. If there's any other information that you want here, you would just list it here. And then if you are going with a third-party company, you would just want to export to CSV, and then you have that file.
Okay. I see. And then when you that export, that's where if I do that, that would be on my own, right? That's wherever company I'm using. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, now this is kind of, yeah, awesome. Thank you. This is really, really, really helpful. Thank you so much. And this will be on YouTube, so I'll not be able to go back and kind of look at kind of what you just did. So I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Yep, not a problem.
And in case anyone is wondering about what I mentioned, the stylistic options that are available in the marketing module are not available for the standard emails, manual or automatic in Smart. You do have to be enrolled in marketing in order to use the styled emails, just to clarify that.
And now we'll go over to Marlene.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi. Question about notes. So as I'm going through notes from clients when they schedule a pickup, I look at them in the evening and they have very specific notes. And is there a way to assign that note to more than one person? Because I have a booking team. And right now I only see the ability to assign it to one person. And if that one person doesn't come to work the next morning, then that note gets lost in oblivion.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
can I create a group? Like a booking group, detailing group, and then whoever picks up that pickup slip scans it and sees that there's, or yeah, so it's part of a group, not a person.
Right. Hey, Marlene. So
Hi.
I have an idea that may work. It is 100% workaround. So it'll have some sort of side effects we have to deal with. It's not too major though. I think what you could do potentially is create a dummy employee account and even
Mhm.
name it maybe like that, whatever that team is. And
Not
then
dummy employee.
right, certainly. Whatever the name of the team is, and then you could assign the issues to that account, but then you could have a report that shows all unresolved issues that are assigned to that account. And then
Mhm.
you can just get the members of that team in the habit of looking at that report, and then they can assign to themselves whatever they're going to take care of, or the team leader can make the assignments or whatever's appropriate there. The
Mhm.
drawback is that I forget how often it is. I want to say it's either 30 or 60 days you would need to log in on that account so that it doesn't get automatically deactivated.
Right.
And actually, it may not be an issue that it's automatic. No, we recently had an issue with assigning, being able to assign issues to deactivated accounts. I don't recall if we fixed that yet, but we will be fixing it. So you won't be able to assign issues to a deactivated account. So yeah, you will have to make sure that account stays active. But other than that, I think that'll
But
cover it.
okay, so they come in the morning, they look at this dummy account, they see who's in that report, and then they can tick it off one by one.
So they wouldn't need to log in as that dummy account or sort of look at it in any way. We just need an employee account that we can assign things to and then target in a report. So they don't have to really think about that account. They just need to look at the report. And the report will show all the current unassigned issues or unresolved issues that their team needs to deal with.
So in conclusion, there's no way for them, there's no scan the pickup slip and then assign it. Are you saying assign it to that dummy group and that will pop up in the client's field? Because
Whoa,
the
I'm
note is
not sure
okay.
I followed that one.
The note is being put in by the client. It is part of their pickup. So they give us instructions in the route part of that, and then underneath it says we have specific cleaning instructions. So all those cleaning instructions are there, but it also people on my team miss those notes. So this is kind of creating a backup so that when that client, if I see in your messages at the top right, I look at those every day and there's a message. I look at the client, I assign it to one person. So you're saying I'll be able to assign it to a group called Dummy, and they're all going to see that yellow message,
Okay,
in the messages?
Not quite. So what we're trying to do, so the problem we have is that you can't actually create a group employee account. And you can't let other people see the notifications of a different employee account other than their own. So what we're doing is we're basically giving this team a window into everything that's been assigned to this dummy account through that report. So the flow would be like the instructions come in, whoever's responsible for this step assigns them to the dummy account. Then when a member of that team comes to work, they check the report that shows the issues assigned to the dummy account. They work those issues, resolve them, assign them to themselves, whatever's appropriate. And as they get resolved, they disappear from the report. So the report serves as the to-do list for that team.
Is it a KPI or is it a report? Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe we could talk about that offline and figure out
Absolutely.
how to do it.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
got it.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Looks like we've got Jessica.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon.
So just listening to the last gal talking, it prompted me to ask this quick question. So I have the problem where every single person or I guess group that we have receives every single message we get from anyone. So if I have a customer that emails in and says, tomorrow at my delivery, please grab both red bags. Everyone from the owner of the company to alterations to the route team all receives that message, and it just continues every time I respond. How can I get that to not be sent to everybody?
Hey, Jessica, it's Gina.
Hi.
So it looks like all we need to do here actually is mess with your chat channels. So I'm not sure if you have access to this, but I'm going to share my screen here and at least show you how to get there, just in case you do. Typically, when we take a company live, we kind of just put all the employees in one channel because we don't really know who's responsible for what yet. So that possibly is the case with your company, but right from the home screen here, if you go into settings and then business settings and chat and notifications. So here you can create, we do have an all employees channel, which you can still leave people out of that if you want. But then you can create your own different channels, and you can only allow, certain agents, which would be route agents, and then you can only allow certain people in those groups to get that message. Does that help?
It does. I think I've gotten this far. I think it's creating the agents that I might be struggling with.
So you're not necessarily creating agents here. Your agents already exist. So an agent is in SMART is either one of your stores or one of your routes. So
Okay.
that's the agents that you're typically going to see. So if you want, Sue, Smith, and Joe to only see anything that's route related, you'll simply just attach the route agents and then only put Sue, Smith, and Joe in that as users.
Okay. So basically delete the people that don't need to be part of the
Exactly.
configuration. Okay. Gotcha.
Yep.
That makes
Yep.
sense.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You leave your-
Mm-hmm.
And so going back off of that, on this notification screen, and for everybody's notifications, one thing that we see a lot of is that people don't really pay attention to their actual configurations of this, and they'll add new routes, but they won't come into their route agent or their route notifications and add those routes that they already added. So the system isn't automatically going to add those agents to these, even if you, one, create a new store, create a new group that needs to be its own agent or a new route. And then the other thing that I would recommend is every single route that you have, make it its own notification channel. Because sometimes we have seen where people miss messages or the messages don't come in to the notifications. And so they end up missing stops or something. They miss when people put in a complaint or, whatever it is. So this is one way to stop the, I guess, multiple people texting at the exact same time and kind of overwhelming the notification area and some falling off. Yep. So just as Gina showed here, just creating a new channel, adding the exact agents that should be on it. And then the big thing is the participants. So if you only want your route drivers to see what's going on in route messages, or you have a manager that needs to be able to see that stuff. Just make sure that those people are correctly listed for need to know basis. Okay. Currently, we don't have any questions, but we have had a bunch of people join since we initially started. So first thing, if you haven't read the chat, you've got the react button at the bottom where you can go ahead and raise your hand, and then we can take your question. And then for Mike's question in the chat, do I have to include admins so we can see the chat? And Gina's response, no admin is generally smart, or any admins in, like, if you're owner or something and you're only set to admin, that would be included. But most of the time it's generally just for us to see.
Most owners will actually see their own name in that list or the word owner if you just see the word admin, that typically means it's only smart. So you can include it if you want, that's fine.
All right, looks like we've got a question.
Yes, hello. Shama is my wife. My name's Roshan. I had a
Okay.
question about exporting the payroll time, the hours. Is there any way to do it so it sorts by the last name? Because when I export it, I only get the first name and the left-hand side, while my payroll company sorts it by the last name.
Yeah, this is a common, I'll call it a frustration. This is a common frustration with most people in their payroll reports. We don't have that ability to sort by the last name. Yeah, but we have asked for it multiple times.
Okay. Can I ask one
Yeah.
more question then?
Yeah, you're all good.
Okay. The other question is, our detailers aren't used to when the starch preferences change, they're not used to changing the shirts manually because they go by the preference, whatever's on the preferences, right? And so a customer could have brought in like hundreds of shirts over the last few years, and then they want to go from medium to no starch, but the old heat seals still show the medium starch by default. What's the easiest way to like change them all?
So generally that would be set to permanent under the special cares. But if they are changing it under the preferences, it should be grabbing the new preference that they clicked.
Only on the new shirts, the old shirts that already were selected
So-
for medium starch, they don't change.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, what it sounds like to me is that the preference for the starch preference is set to permanent when it shouldn't be. So typically in Smart, for special care to always go along with a heat seal, when you create that special care, it has to have a checkbox check that says permanent. If it has that checkbox, then it's gonna follow the heat seal. So we'll probably have to either like turn it off or check the special cares just to make sure it's not set to be permanent.
It's not set to permanent.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, let's take a. I mean, we could take a look at it because that shouldn't be happening. It should be replacing or updating the heat seal.
Okay.
So if you just want to put in a ticket and reference me, I'll take a look. I can deep dive into it for you.
Sure. What's your name?
Chris.
Chris? Okay, all right. Thanks, Chris. All right, that's it.
All right. Awesome. Good point.
So backing up just a little bit regarding the payroll exports, we can, let me just double check. I believe we can make a KPI that has your time card data, and we have more name formatting options in that version. So I'm just checking the columns real quick. I can get short name, long name. No, I'm sorry, it doesn't work. Darn it. Yeah. Okay. I'm actually going to write that up today. I'm going to put that in as
pretty
dev
sure
request.
it's already written.
Yeah. So we'll dig it out and we'll send that up to the devs and see if we can get that actually taken care of.
All right. Sweet. Let's go on to Will.
Yeah, quick question. Did you guys ever come up with that video? It's talked
Oh, the
about 2
custom.
weeks ago about the experience, through the lens of like a smartphone or a computer.
Yeah, I think we still have somebody working on it, but I feel like it should be done this week. But I'll double check on that. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, I also got one more question.
Yeah.
Do you guys have an easy way for a driver to add a miss, if someone was supposed to leave their bag out, they didn't, and then we add a pickup fee or like a missed pickup fee?
Yeah, not an easy way other than adding in a new order as a custom item with.
Yeah, so you'd have to do a KPI of things not picked up and then go back through that and then have to make a ticket and run that way. Do you know in your new app, is there gonna have something along those lines?
Yeah, well, I don't want to say yes. I think it's something that we could look into adding. Which I've been talking to Johnny about it, about any issues that they have.
Right. Did you see the new issue that she had yesterday? Or it's not a new issue, but it's something that's easily mistaken. Is you guys have the trash can on the stop. And so what's happening is they were using it, and because someone has fat fingers, they hit the trash can and 2 stops got deleted. And
No, I
so
actually didn't. I didn't hear anything about that.
yeah, it just happened today. She has a busy day, so I know that she'll get it
Okay.
to you sooner or later. But wondering if we can make it, is there any way, I know you guys are probably already done with it, but one more step, or like can you confirm you want
To
this
confirm.
deleted?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we need to add that for sure. And
Yeah.
yeah, this is a good point. And also I do want to point out with the new delivery app, if anybody's listening, we are constantly adding new stuff, and if not, it's same day. So this is a big issue, and it'll probably be implemented before the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right after this, we'll go report it. If not, it's already been reported just now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go to Erica.
Hi, how are you? Can you hear
Doing
me?
well. Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, I just got a quick question. I create a new promotion, but I noticed that once you finish invoicing everything, when I split the orders, it doesn't carry the coupon, or it does carry, but it doesn't apply it anymore. Is there a way to fix that?
Yeah, there should be a way to fix that. But I definitely want to confirm some things because there are some other places to look before doing that, but there is a setting for that. Specifically, if you have like a metal progetti or any auto conveyor, it could cause issues. So we would want to check that out before turning it on.
Okay, okay, thank you.
All right, yeah. So if you could put it in a ticket for us, and then we can just double check that for you before turning that on.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Awesome, thanks. All right, and River. I think you're still muted. Yep, now we can hear you.
I was just wondering if there's a good way to add a driver tip. Currently, what I've been doing is just creating a separate order because our delivery customers have cards on file and then charging it separately. But is there any way to add that to the order that they wanted to put the tip onto?
So the one idea that we just bounced around is that you could do an open value surcharge for each order. And I think Gina's about to pull it up to show you how that works here in a second.
Hey, River. All right, so if you want to add it to a certain order to kind of answer like the first part of your question, we do not have a good tipping feature right now in the system. So basically everything you're going to have to do would be a workaround. We definitely have that feature request in though, and it's a highly, requested item. So hopefully we get that soon. But for now, if you want to add it to a specific order, we can create an open value surcharge. So in the system, if I go to settings, detailing pricing, and then surcharges. And again, a manager can do this if you don't have access. So we can add a new surcharge, and this checkbox on the side, specify value in detailing. If we check that, it actually leaves it as an open value. So you can, when you click add surcharge on the order, it makes you put in just a flat amount. A lot of people use this for like shipping. So you just enter in whatever amount they wanted to tip, and it'll save that on the order and add that amount to the order. And because it's a tip,
Alright.
you'd probably make it not taxable, I would think too. So I don't think there's
Great.
tax in New York anyways for that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, now we're moving on to Jay.
So yeah, my first question, I got a couple. Tyler, I thought you were supposed to send me something in regards to upgrading of the website,
Yeah.
or was I supposed to send you something?
No, I think it was the process, something to do with processes. I'm trying to remember. Do you remember what it was?
Well, I think we were talking about updating websites, or you guys hosting websites, but I have a website and I was trying to see if I can get it updated.
Okay, yeah, we'll reach out to you after this about it.
All right, so that's the first question. My second one is going back to the app for the drivers. They have they have a habit of taking pictures, you know, when they make the deliveries, but the system is getting overwhelmed with pictures, and when you're going to scan something out, you got to go through a bunch of pictures before you can actually, you know, look at what you got to scan out. Is there a workaround, or is there something in place where we can just get rid of pictures after a certain amount of time?
Yeah, so, and you're talking about on the delivery app, they're adding it as notes, and so then they have to scroll all the way down to the bottom to.
Correct.
Yeah, so actually with the new app that's coming out, and honestly, I could probably have you as a tester. I can add you if you wanted to. Maybe you could put a driver or two on there. But they have that functionality already built into where you can take a delivery photo and then it's saved and sent to the customer.
And it's sent to the customer.
Yep.
But is it still going to be on the system, or is it, you know,
Yeah, so
deletable or movable after a certain amount of time?
yeah, so it would fall underneath the delivery portion of it. So like how you have the geolocation whenever you check the route and you look and you can see the signature, the geolocation, what bags were delivered. Whenever you're looking at the individual account, it's the same place for that on the system.
Okay. And
So it
then
won't be in the notes anymore. Is really
it
what I'm
won't
trying
be
to
in the
get.
notes. Okay.
Yeah, yep, yeah.
And then the last one for now. And assigning people, you know, as store manager, clerk, so forth like that. I think it's a store manager that had a conflict where it wasn't letting them get into root module. Is that something that's going to be taken care of anytime soon? Because I'm doing workarounds, but it'd be nice to just, you know, hey, this is your assigned thing, and I don't have to worry about anybody else lowering it or uppering it, so they can get access to a certain part of the feature that's corrupted
Yeah,
or whatever.
I think I do remember that being put in. Super weird. Yeah, I'll double check to see where that is in development to see if we're actually getting that done or you know, where it is in the cycle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So just to recap for you, we need to contact you about your website, and then I need to figure out about the permission development. And then if you want to, I can add a couple of your drivers to the new delivery app if you'd like.
Sure.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan to me.
All right, perfect. All right, let's go to Jessica.
Hello again. So I have 3 questions. One's really quick. When does the new app launch?
I don't think we have a confirmed date yet, just because we're still working on some I would call them bugs, some things that we want to add in, and still just ironing everything out. So I don't have a defined date for you.
Are we looking at like months or?
I'm hoping.
Well, Well, ideally, we're aiming for the beginning of May. So we hope to work out all the kinks and kind of update anything that we miss throughout this month and finish beta testing and keep adding people to our beta testing slowly. But May is the month that we're looking to launch the delivery at.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so my questions are, one is, I have an invoice that goes back to January, and so the customer's charged, we want to refund them, but I'm not given an option to actually go in and refund the customer anymore. It looks like it's just like a closed done deal. So that's one question, is how can I refund a customer when it's been, plus 60 days?
When you say refund the customer, are you trying to avoid the payment or pay a claim?
Pay a claim. It doesn't give me the option of either, to be honest, but my goal is to pay the claim and just give them back their funds.
Yeah, it should still, so we don't have really a time limit on when orders can be refunded. So you probably have to send us the example and we could take a look at the account, because it might just be something very specific, and we can give you an answer for that.
Oh, okay. Just send it through the help.
Yep, just send the ticket in and feel free to put my name on it. I'll take a look at it.
Okay. And then
And
my
it's
other
Chris, by the way.
Chris, got it. And then my other question was, our drivers are given options when they deliver, depending on what occurrence they're experiencing. So if, the customer forgets to leave a bag out, it's recorded as a missed stop. If X, Y, and Z, is there any way to where we can broaden those options, give the driver a little bit more options to choose from, rather than just everything falling under missed stop?
Gotcha. So right now there's not a way to do something like that, just because that's not an option the delivery drivers are selecting. It's something that the system is automatically doing. So anything that is, if you go to any stop and there's no pickup or delivery, it's going to fall under miss. But that's a system generated thing. That's not the delivery drivers.
Okay. That makes sense. Got it.
And I do want to note on the missed stops part, it's not actually your drivers are missing it, because sometimes you'll have a timestamp on it, right? So that actually means that your driver went there and hit completed, but they didn't pick up anything. Like there was nothing to pick up or drop off. So it's technically set as a missed stop because we don't have another term for it. Yeah, it's more of just a missed opportunity or just non-productive stop. It's not always that your driver missed it.
Right. I was just wondering if there was a way we can make it a little bit more communicative, to where we know without the driver being, there present to explain what's going on, for us to open up the app and be like, oh, the road was closed. We couldn't get to the customer's address, for circumstances like that.
It's definitely something that we keep talking about here, especially like the verbiage kind of thing. So we're definitely looking to change it, just so you know.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah, not a problem. Thank you. All right, let's go over to Marlene.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, this is Dan at Maurice Garment Care in New York City.
Hey, Dan.
I noticed that admin will send out messages when a client's credit card is declined, but not when it's about to expire. And we don't seem to be able to include that on any KPI so that we can review the status of credit cards before they expire. Is that possible?
Yeah. Hey, I'm sorry. Was it Dan?
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah. Hi, Dan. So yeah, we do have in the customer KPI type, you can include credit card status and also the credit card expiration date, and we can even group it by credit card expiration date, so that you could have a report where each month
in the KPI, status does not include expiring.
Well, because it's not really a status, it's still valid.
Well, but it shows in the customer's account as yellow. expiring, but we have no way of anticipating that.
Okay, I think so. The yellow credit card status, when you're looking at the customer's profile, I'd have to double check, but I know that yellow usually indicates that they failed the AVS check, which relates to their billing zip code. I don't believe a pending expiration changes a yellow, but
we don't have
not
the zip code problem. That never
okay.
occurs.
Okay. Oh,
But,
and my
but
coworkers
yeah,
here are telling me it is yellow for impending expiration. Okay.
right.
But yeah, so the report that I'm suggesting, I think would help. You could group it by the expiration month. So each month you would have a list of customers whose credit cards are expiring that month, and that list would tell you the exact date, the expiration date.
That's good.
Yeah, so
And-
you'd be able to refer to that, and we can set that up for you through support.
Oh, that would be great. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have to put a message in, or you're making a note?
I can make a note here.
I can send you a note, whatever.
Okay, yeah, if you don't mind, if you've got a moment, yeah, just shoot us a quick
Yeah.
message, and
Sure,
then
no
we'll get on
problem.
that for you. I'll make
Okay.
sure you get that today.
And just a
Mm.
reminder for anybody else listening about expiring cards, some companies might want to watch this more closely like this, which is great, but also keep in mind that SMRT is sending out automated text messages to your customers when their cards are about to expire. So this is not something that you necessarily need to track super closely.
We don't have that.
You don't have
Admin?
automated texting?
We do, but not for expiring cards, only for cards that have expired.
And what's
I-
interesting, I
No,
just want to mention one other thing about the expiring. So I think there
Yeah,
is an
so-
automatic, can you hear me?
we can hear you.
Okay, so there is an automated text or email that goes out about declined credit cards. And then no one responds. I don't have clients that respond to that decline. I actually go in and manually, send a text, hi, the card on file is declining. And then I get a response, and that happens most times. So is there something from, like, could it be going to spam, or a text they're not blocked because the client is communicating with us, but on those declines, they never respond.
Yeah, that sounds so that sounds a little weird, but Smart definitely sends out a text message that lets you know your card is expiring 30 days before it's expiring and 60 days before it's expiring. So that text should be going out. So if it's not going out for you guys, we can take a closer look at your site just to double check a few things, but it definitely should be going out.
Good.
Okay.
It's only email. So to be more specific, the card expiring message only goes out via email. So if they don't have the email address, they don't get the message. It does not go out via text message for card expiring. You only get card expired via text message.
Interesting. Okay, we'll follow up on that. We'll send you a ticket. Did you
Sounds
have any
good.
other questions? Thank you.
All right, let's go to Mark.
Hello.
Hey, Mark.
Hi. I got a couple questions. One general about the new beta app, and one about the chat log. So, just regarding the beta app, I want to understand: is the current status of it? Is it going to be undergoing a lot further changes, or is what we see right now 99% or 90% what it's going to be?
I would say it's definitely less than 90%. Because I've seen a couple new mock-ups of what it looks like, or new pages that they're trying to do. They're trying to add, there is more coming to it. So I don't even know a percentage that I would give, because again, we're constantly changing it every day. We're adding stuff, although you may not notice it. Like specifically right now, you guys have noticed an issue that happened with the notes that came up, where if there's no cleaning instructions, it defaults to driver instructions. They're currently working on that still. So every time that we get something and I'm constantly watching it, it's being reported and worked on same day.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't have a defined what percentage we're at right now.
I mean, and just in follow up to that, I noticed that on the test flight app, it tells me like there's improvements or updates to the app, but I don't. Are those always visible? Sorry about the phone. Is that always visible, or is that something that some changes we will be notified about through that test flight app, or are all changes notified?
You should be notified of all changes, but I don't know how exactly, as in, are we putting notes? Because I'm not the one who's making the updates and I'm not the one who's writing the description. So if they aren't putting a description as to what was updated, could have just been something as easy as like this trash can bug that, we just found. If trash can's not saying, are you sure you want to delete this stop, or you're about to delete this stop, are you sure? I don't think we're putting that in there. So it may just be a simple fix, simple update,
Got it.
that is
Okay.
pushing through.
And then the other unrelated question was just in general. I'm noticing that a lot of the like a customer schedules an appointment or they send a message, it gets automatically filed under a problem complaint.
Hang on, Mark. It looks like you just muted yourself.
Accident. Fat finger.
All good. All good.
Yeah. It gets automatically filed under problem or complaint, but it's not necessarily a problem or complaint. Is there like is that something wrong on our system settings that it's automatically categorizing as that? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen that. So
Okay.
after
I
this,
mean,
I'll take a look at it.
I'll email you a screenshot, but just like I'm looking at a most recent appointment scheduled by the customer, and right underneath it says problem or complaint, right? But I'm not sure why it's automatically categorized as that, and I don't know if anybody else is experiencing that, but
Okay.
Hey, Mark, this is Gina. I think I'd have to see your screenshot too, but I think I'm following what you're talking about. I feel like I've seen that before because I used to work on Smart for many years. So I feel like we just have like, I think when Smart was created, it was like that was the default, and it's like one of those things that has never been touched since. You know what I mean? Since the beginning of time. So we definitely have to look at some stuff like that. I'm writing it down here.
copy. Thank you.
All right. Awesome. All right. I'm gonna move on to Jay. Doesn't look like Kimberly's able to unmute.
Circling back around to the notes and notification issues. I have like a bunch of stuff from 2022. Is there any way to get rid of that stuff that's that old?
Do you know if they're all resolved or unresolved? Are they issues, or are they just like notes?
I want to say that they're unresolved, not newly too smart and not knowing what you're doing and how to do it. Gets brushed to the side. Now there's just this tremendous list, and I just want to know if there's a way to get rid of that.
Off the top of my head, I don't know if there's an easy, quick way to do it. Is it all right if I get back to you on that, just to research a little bit?
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely, absolutely.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
But of course, the plain answer is really go back and resolve all of them. That might take someone a really long time. I see you laughing back there, but that really is the solution. So, but yeah, he'll look into it more, but really like that's it. They really just need to be resolved. So hopefully we can do something, but we really might not be able to. So
Let's see, Kimberly should be prompted to unmute now. Oh, it looks like it's auto muting you every time that you click unmute. Okay, Kimberly, if you want to either send in a message or put in a ticket, we can talk about it. But it looks like you're just having technical issues. We're going to go ahead and set up the poll for today, and yeah, submit your feedback and let us know what you think about today's Q&A. And if you have any other things or ideas for us, please let us know. Thank you.